Pretty sure this is from Harbor Freight. I'm not 100% sure. It'd fire under starter fluid, but then would die out. Means it's either fuel's not getting into the bowl, or it's not getting through the jets. Well, I took the bottom of the bowl and I unscrewed this screw, which drains the fuel out of the bottom of the bowl. It drained out and kept on going, so obviously it was getting fuel into the bowl, so it was stuck jets, or the float valve or the float was stuck open, and I'll show you that in a minute too. Also, the petcock, I don't know if you can see it. Top says off, bottom says on. Fuel, arrow, and on. I'll take a picture and put it in the video. But that's off. If I turn it this way, it'll start leaking out of the hose. So off is on and on is off. Anyways, so by unscrewing the bowl, drain valve, and fuel coming out, that showed I was getting fuel this far. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of green in there. Yeah. So I had to take the carburetor off, which was two 10mm bolts, which is why I think this is Harbor Freight, because they were metric, not standard. Two 10mm bolts to take the air filter off. Well, first you had to take two screws to take the air filter cover off, then take the air filter off, two 10mm bolts or nuts, which are right there, to take the carburetor off, to loosen. Where'd it go? To loosen this part up so that it could be pulled out. Pulled that out to reveal the carburetor. All of this is already done. Carburetor just slides out. Oh yeah, take the fuel line off, and on the back of this, come on out of there. For the carburetor, or airbox to carburetor cover, right here, a little hose just slides into the back of that, and you have to take off the governor through the throttle, which is right here, and then on the carburetor, of course. So wiggled that off, pulled everything out, took the bowl off, which was another 10mm, and that is right here, which, let's see if I get back into sunlight. Yeah, it's not gonna focus. Anyways, that, if you look at it in person, shows you how nasty that thing was. See the discoloration, I know that. You just can't really focus on it. But the bolt colored part, the top half, was what was in to the bottom of the carburetor. It goes right there. That's still the same color, so it wasn't making it through. Also, there's this jet, which goes right here on the side of the carburetor. right there on the side of the carburetor. That was clogged. I just used the straight end of this spring off of the throttle / governor and shoved it right through the hole. Wow, you can actually see. That's pretty cool. There you go. Shoved it right through there to clean that out. Then I had to take the float out. This is what determines how much fuel is in the carburetor. So, pulled the pin and then started to take this out. But when I started to take this out, the needle wouldn't actually move. I figured I'd try for you guys. There'll be a picture. That thing's super nasty, but it wouldn't move. And the float is attached to the top of that with this tiny spring. So I had to pry this off of the top of this piece in order to get this out. And then I reached down to this and I just grabbed it and wiggled it and pulled it straight out. But it wasn't moving, so it was stuck in the open position because fuel was getting into the bowl and not going anywhere. So the odds the rest of these are pretty gunked up. The rest of the jets are pretty gunked up is good. Can't see through that one. Can't see through that one. Those I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to see through anyways, but you can't see through it. There you go. I don't think you'll be able to see it. But if you catch the right angle, you can get the light coming in through the side. And you'll be able to see right through there. Trying to get it to focus, but it's not going to work. Anyways, you'll be able to see once you get the light coming through the carburetor, straight through that hole because it's clean now. And then that is where the valve needle goes. And that's that. I already blew it out just like that. I wasn't actually using the compressed air yet. So I'm gonna go put compressed air to it and see if I can get it out this part. See if we can get in there. It is super nasty. I'm not gonna be able to get in there either. So I'll put a picture up of that also. But you can see the color. It's not supposed to be a greenish color like that. But then you get those cleaned out and this thing will fire up. You could also put a light up to the side of it and see through instead of looking for sunlight. Since I came inside to try and get in here, I figured I'd show you that. Now let's see if I can get in there and show you that also. That thing's quite nasty. I'll probably have to use the flash. Not supposed to be green. The camera's going pretty good right now. But I couldn't get the focus outside. Alright, I gotta go get that needle. And the little clip just slides right into there. That's big port for passage. So is that one. So those should be fine. So I think once I clean that out right there, clean out that needle, good to go. All I did was take my nail. See if I can do it one-handed. Go rape it up. Do the same around the ring to clean that off, and then I'll probably just use a paper clip to clean out the carburetor, knock the inside out of that. I'll see. Use a small screwdriver because it was closer that I'm going to use. It'll fit in there, yep, to scrape that out, but I'm also going to use it to knock the edges off around this. I used it to go around the edge of that already at the top. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. So screwdriver ended up not working. I wasn't able to knock enough off the edge. So what I did was, without the clip on top, the clip was taken off, I slid it down in there where it was secured, because if you look, it's got edges. It just sits down in there almost flush. So I put it in, and then I grabbed my pliers and I ever so gently grabbed it and just rotated it around, kept twisting it and twisting it and twisting it. Pull it out. I basically used it as a drill bit. Now freely scrape this off. Still see some really nasty on it. That I did do with the flathead. I was blowing through that, just using regular old air. First time I went straight down to the top of it. I do have an air compressor. Once again, I don't want to do that. Now I'm going to start putting it all back together. Tab. See the tab right there? That's going to be on the bottom like this, which will actually end up being the top once the carburetor's on, because it'll be flipped over. But that's where it goes. This will slide right onto it. Just like that. And then you'll flip it. It's really hard to do on the watching on the camera. I'm doing as little as possible in order to be able to get this thing going, to see if I can. That's why I'm not soaking it or using any cleaner, using brushes, which I have to. One of them's right there. Slide that through. The jack that goes into the side. And just leave it. No. Done that a time or two. It's so much easier to do when you got two hands. Because normally I just hold this like this and then I'd screw it with the screwdriver. I'd go backwards first until the thread catches, then I'd go in. Which is basically what I'm going to do now if I can, yep. So I'll go back. Oh no! It wasn't the magnetic tip screwdriver. That's right here. But just in case you don't have one. This is fun. Are you guys having fun yet? Could just set down the phone. But that'd be really easy. Here in a minute, I'm going to set down the phone. There it is. And it seats all the way down. Don't over tighten, just take it to where it stops. And now that's seated. Float. So bowl next. Same thing for this, you're just going to twist it. Don't over tighten, just tighten. Now I'm going to install it back on there, and that I'm going to actually put the phone down for. I don't have the time for this. It's really hard to do. Make sure you stay out of the way of the camera. Dang hose always getting in the way, not acting right. You guys know what I'm talking about. You work on this stuff. Little at a time. They have a tendency to strip out. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. And this, and like that. Like so. And then this, as you can see, everything's all, well, maybe you can't. You got grooves right here. Grooves on the side of there. So it's right here. Chokes right here, so that's going to be on top. And then you just line up that notch, and that notch, but right there and right there. Bottom one, there we go. There's a pain because it's kind of rounded off. Hi, son. Hi, son. What? Do something. Fries? No, mommy went to go to the store, Bubba. She's going to get food right now.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, mommy went to the store. Okay. Now, should be filling up full of fuel, which we already put new gas in, so that's good. Soap's on, fuel's on, that's on. Let's see what happens, huh?